Welcome to Inside Tulsa Athletics. On our show today, we'll be previewing the 9 boys basketball programs in TPS. We will delve into each program and see how the head coach thinks that the season will shape up. We will highlight the outstanding players. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back with Eli Brown, the head boys basketball coach at Booker T. Washington High School. Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Our first guest today is Eli Brown, the head boys basketball coach at Booker T. Washington. Eli, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I tell you what, it's basketball season, isn't it?
It is. It's in full swing.
Finally.
It seems like it took forever.
Well, you know, with that and the pandemic and everything else we've had, it's great to have the kids back in school.
Absolutely.
It's going to be great to have fans in the stands, you know, for a change. And it's good to have those kids out there being able to play high school basketball. How's your preseason gone?
Preseason was actually pretty good. We went to the Elite 14 down in Texas and played Lake Highlands. And they had 2 ranked players from ESPN, and we ended up winning both those quarters.
Gee, it was good.
Yeah, it was a very good eye-opening experience for our kids that we can compete with really good players. And then we played Trinity, which is a team out of Texas, and we ended up beating them. Then we finished off the day with the host school, which is Hershey High School, and we ended up winning those 2 quarters as well. So we had a good weekend that weekend.
Well, that was a good preparation, and that's always a great tournament down there.
Always.
Preseason, to be able to see where you are and to be able to compete like that is fantastic.
Absolutely.
It gives those kids some confidence going into the season.
Sure does.
And in the Frontier Conference, you need some confidence.
That conference is a dog. I'm telling you, it's not easy.
We've talked about how tough the Great Country is, but I'm going to tell you, it's every bit as tough in the Frontier.
I look at the Frontier as the Big Ten Conference.
Yeah.
It's great coaching everywhere, size everywhere, experience everywhere, and so you got to really come with it. You got to really do your homework before games and make sure you're prepping, and you make sure your film study is on point and everything like that, and your practices match that. And our kids have really bought into that, and I think this year is going to be a really special year for us.
It's good. I think it has helped the whole program really at Booker T to be at that level. You're playing with the elite in Oklahoma athletics, high school athletics, and great facilities, and like you say, good coaches to coach against, and every week is a battle.
Absolutely.
Every Tuesday and Friday, you better hook it up.
You better come with it.
Yeah, all right.
You have to.
Well, you haven't played yet.
No, sir.
You know, that's one of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize, that when you play at a school that's been successful in football, and you play in that conference, it's been very successful. 2 of the conference members are playing for the state championship this weekend in football. You start a little bit later, and then you have to make up that time during the season. But you open with Bixby. How's that going to be?
Bixby's a good team. They got some experience coming back. New coaching change there, but he was an assistant last year, so they're still familiar with the system. It's going to be a good game. I think we have gained a lot of experience in our kids from last year. It was almost a totally new team last year. You know, many people probably didn't realize that we lost so much. Even though we lost 3 or 4 players, we lost 90% of the scoring. So kids had to step into new roles, and new players had to step in where they weren't even playing. And so this year, with the experience and the guys coming back, I think that we have a chance to really be good. And that Bixby game should be a game where we can kind of get a feel for ourselves and end up seeing where we can end up at the end of the year. But
and open on the road, that'll be a little tough at Bixby.
Always and they got Parker Fredrickson, and he's really good, 19 Division I offer. So he's the real deal.
Then you follow up the next week with Muskogee.
Yeah, Muskogee's good. Linwood does a good job with those guys out there. They play hard as heck out there, and so there's no nights off.
You bet.
There's nobody you look at and say, "Oh, well,
we can get that game." Yeah. What tournaments are you going to?
We're going to a showcase down in Kansas over the break in Kansas City, and we'll play Richmond and we'll play Rockbridge, which both teams are traditionally pretty good teams. And then we go to the Bartlesville tournament down in Bartlesville, which was a really good tournament down there last year. So I'm looking forward to that again. And then we have the Jinx and Union tournament, which is another good one. Yeah, we don't have any easy nights.
You have a good challenge.
Oh yeah,
Challenge.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, who's we got about 30 seconds. Who's your go-to guys?
Cam Parker, IJ Johnson, Aaron Potter, and those three have really stepped up. We're looking forward to Lathan Boone, the quarterback, to coming in and really giving us bigger numbers this year. He played solid last year, but we need more out of him this year. So we got a whole host of kids. We're looking to play 10, 11 kids, strengthen our numbers.
Good. Well, thanks for being here. Good luck. I hope you have a great year.
Thank you.
We'll have you back.
I'll be back.
And when we come back, we're going to have Bobby Allison, the head basketball coach at Memorial.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale's means that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. So now we have the head basketball coach at Memorial, Bobby Allison. Bobby, welcome to the show.
Good to be here, Gil.
Boy, it's good to have basketball season started.
It is. It's feeling a little more pre-2020 with just everything, with the preseason and the fans and just kind of the continuity of the season kind of feels like back in the day, I guess.
Yeah, it really was a tough 24 months.
No, it was, yeah.
Kids and coaches and parents and everybody involved, I think, with interscholastic athletics was a challenge. But now we get the fans back and we get to play the games and
no doubt.
so on.
No, it's amazing how much even myself or the players might have taken it for granted.
Yeah.
And like you said, that last 20 to 24 months, every coach in the state and every player that toughed it out through that last season deserves a lot of credit to keep it going. To
keep the kids engaged
and
everything. And, one of the encouraging things that I've found through doing this show is that the numbers at every school are up.
I know. It's really cool. We had a sub-varsity game last night against Central freshmen, Memorial freshmen versus Central freshmen. That's something we didn't get last year, so it was just really neat to get that going.
Get those young players.
Yes.
They need to be on the court.
No doubt.
You can practice till you're blue in the face, but
Yeah.
game speed is awful different than practice speed.
You really get better in games.
It sure does. Well, talk about your preseason. How did your preseason go?
It went great. We had a great October, getting everything in line. In November, we had some great scrimmages. We scrimmaged Bartlesville, PC North, and more. And then we went down to Wichita Falls, Texas, and really did well in the Elite 14 showcase down there. We played against 3 of the top 10 teams in Texas and held our own. And then we've got 2 games under our belt already. Played Webster, had a quality win at our home against them on the 18th. And then we went down to Fort Smith Northside on the 23rd, and they're a perennial top 5 team in Arkansas, and we got a hold of them pretty good, and we won by 23. So it was a good first 2 games, and got a busy week this week.
Well, this week you got Hale and Edison, but in there, sandwiched in there, you have Little Rock Central.
Yeah, we do. Little Rock Central and us were going to play last year, and then with the pandemic and the logistics of everything, we just couldn't make it happen. They were in the state finals last year in Arkansas, and they're ranked number 2 preseason in 6A. So it's just a great non-conference game, right sandwiched in between 2 really good conference games. It's just going to get us ready for tournament play in our Norman tournament in December 9th through the 11th, and also the Tournament of Champions. So it's a good look for us to get ready for those big time events.
You bet you'll have those tournaments before the first of the year.
Yeah, we got I think 14 games before 2022. We got 9 games in 18 days here, so I think us and the Thunder have the most games in Oklahoma. So it's going to be fun.
But you won't travel like they will.
No,
unfortunately.
No. Yeah, no doubt.
Well, who's your go-to players?
Well, we got all 5. I got 5 guys that started 15 games last year back. I got 3 great seniors in Ty Frierson, double-figure scorer, Killian Spellman, double figures, and Braden Hubbard. And then Monte Collins started a lot at the point guard position last year as a sophomore, and he's a great defender. And then Seth Pratt is going to be a junior, and he's gotten a lot of experience over the last 2 years, and he was double figures as well. So those 5, and then Ronnie Dixon played a lot off the bench last year. And then I got 2 guys, Jareth Ingram and Dominic Turner. And James Green kind of completing my top 9. It's 9 guys that can really make an impact in the game, and they're just going to learn as a group to be unselfish, because if they don't care about the stats, everybody's going to get plenty with the style we play.
I think that's one of the things that is the crux of good coaching, is to have everybody realize what their role is.
No doubt. And that we're going to figure that out in these games. And each game's a different role. You know, Seth had 10 against Webster, and Braden and Ty both had 20. Then we go down there to Arkansas, and Braden and Ty combined for 12. And then Seth picks up the slack with 25. So, and they need to be just as happy whichever game, yin and yang, and whichever fills the pieces. And
well, you know, and that makes it tough to scout you.
No doubt.
Because which one?
I don't know who's going to lead them in scoring. So
if you don't know,
I don't know how they're going to know. So.
Well, we were glad you're here.
Yeah, definitely.
Good luck. I hope you have a good week this week and
definitely.
a good season, and we'll have you back.
Definitely. Can't wait to be back.
When we come back, we will have Daniel McChesney, the head basketball coach at Hale.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Glass bottle, string lights, ceramic mug. The correct answer is glass bottle. Glass bottles and jars are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart, but string lights and ceramic mugs should be donated or thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with. Not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Daniel McChesney, the head boys basketball coach at Hale High School. Welcome to the show, Dan.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, I tell you what, it's basketball season finally, huh?
It is. It's here. It comes quick. It always feels like it takes forever, and then it gets here fast.
It does. And once it's on us like that, and I think, of course, being back in school, having more normal day-to-day operations, and ultimately, and it's come up to it 3 times in the show today, to actually be able to have fans in the stands.
It's nice. It's really nice to have a crowd and feel that energy and that support again. It's good.
So, how was your preseason?
It was really good. We had some really tough scrimmages. We scrimmaged Glenpool and Booker T. Washington, and we also went to the Broken Arrow Showcase, which is full of loaded competition. So we were definitely tested, but it was good for our guys to practice against somebody else other than themselves. You know, you start in October, and for a month you can only scrimmage each other, and they kind of get worn out of that. So we had a good preseason, good weight training in the weight room, and they were eager to start, and here we are.
So you got a big week this week.
Yeah, really big week. We have 3 games this week. We have Central tonight, and you know, crosstown, it's always a tough game. They're always good. Should be a fun atmosphere to play. And then we have at Memorial on Friday, which anytime you're going to Memorial and you see all those banners on the wall, you know you're going to be in for a fight that night. And then we actually have a Saturday game, which is a little bit rare for us, but Durant is going to come up and travel to Tulsa and play us on Saturday. So it'll be a busy week, a lot of good competition, a lot of good games, and hopefully we have a little success in there too.
You bet. Who are your go-to players?
Loaded question. I mean, we got a really good team this year. We really do. And there's a lot of guys that can help us. We have good, strong leadership. We have 3 seniors that on any given night can really go and get a bucket or 2. Our junior class has a couple guys, 1 starts. Shakari Barnes had a high point in our first game against East Central. He had 22 points, and he is a defensive stopper as well. And then we have a lot of sophomores that get a lot of game time for us. Cabron Lewis, Kamari Bailey, Devontae Greggs, all 3. 2 of them start. So any given night, Quentin Billy, Caleb McKinney, I mean, I could throw a name out there. It's like throwing darts. And, that's the good thing about having a little bit of depth is you don't have to have a D1 guy if you got a bunch of guys that are willing to sacrifice and be role
I wanted to ask you about how are your numbers?
They're good. They're up for us this year as compared to last year. I know last year was tough for everybody, so it's nice to have 20, 22 in the gym again. Last year we were struggling to field a scrimmage sometimes in the gym. So practice has been good. Our numbers are good. Our JV numbers are strong. We had the freshman tournament at Edison, and we were able to make it to the championship game of the freshman tournament. So we've had a good, strong start to the season.
Good. How's your feeder program?
The junior high, they've had a couple games. I know they won their first game. There's some talent there. I haven't got a chance to get over and talk to the coach, but I've watched them play, and there's talent there, and there's talent to be had. That's the thing about TPS is it's fun to coach here because there's always new talent coming. There's always new talent going to come up through the ranks, and until you shake their hand, you might not know them, but they're on the way.
It is as good as any conference probably in the country. You stop and think. We had 2 kids last night that played, Oral Roberts and TU, and were contributors in that.
Absolutely.
We've got the 3 at Oklahoma State that played in this league, and they're all about the same age. And so you're right. I think any night you've got a great opportunity to see good basketball.
Yeah, night in, night out is good basketball, and it's a good show for the fans. If you come to a Tulsa Public Schools basketball game, you're going to get your money's worth. The ticket's not that much, and it's going to be a show, and it's going to be exciting and fun to watch.
And I think probably the level of coaching is as good as the 12 years that I've been involved with it. Is probably as good as it's been.
There's a lot of seasoned veteran coaches in the league. Even the coaches that were new hires were they're not inexperienced. They're guys that have been around the game for a long time, and so there's no nights off. Coaching, players, nothing. You better show up every night.
That makes it fun.
It does. That's enjoyable. That's why I like coaching here.
Yeah, it's great. In the last 20 seconds, we got the tournaments you're going to?
Yeah, we have the Locust Grove tournament the first week in January, and we have the Fort Gibson tournament the 3rd week in January. So we're just in 2 tournaments this year, but both should be competitive. The Locust Grove tournament has a lot of 5A teams, which is good for us, and then Fort Gibson is always a good tournament to go to.
Well, great. Well, glad you're here. Good luck this week.
Thank
It's
you.
a big week for you. And when we come back, we'll have Michael Parish, who's the head boys basketball coach at Edison.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Plastic bottle, cooler, laundry basket. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But coolers and laundry baskets should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Michael Parish, the head boys basketball coach at Edison Prep. Michael, good to see you.
Thank you for having me, Gil.
Boy, it's been a little while since we've been together. But,
it has. Glad to be back.
We started out at Northeastern.
Long time ago.
1994.
That was the best times of our lives.
Oh, that was a good time.
That's
it was
right.
a great time. We won that national championship in football, and I said, well, there's nothing to this.
Right. We're going to do it every year.
As a college AD.
I was standing on the sideline or the front row at those games as a college student when we won that national championship.
Wasn't that something?
That was great.
Yeah. Well, basketball has started. Finally. How was your preseason?
It has been one of the best joys I've had in quite some time. The pandemic, taking everybody out of their routines and having to kind of reinstitute your systems, your foundations for everything, and your building blocks for your program. Hopefully we're going to shoot the lights out of it this year.
Exactly.
But they've been working hard, and it's been a lot of fun working with some new kids.
Well, that's a great thing. How are your numbers?
Numbers are up for us, actually.
See, everybody tells me their numbers are up, and I know it's because the kids are back at school.
That's exactly right.
They're
The kids also, I think, were tired of sitting at home, and now they can get back into sports and being at school. They, having practices, being at school on a regular basis, and practice on a regular basis. I think you'll start seeing the byproduct of players and their skill sets during the games now. You'll just see better basketball. Kids are, being able to practice more.
And better academics.
Well,
because they're in the
hope so,
classroom.
yes. That is, always weekly we check, eligibility and making sure students take care of business. I really think the first few weeks, kids were glad to be back in the classroom, and then it kind of wears off and they get bored, and you see the fluctuations of grades. And as season gets closer, you have that carrot to put out in front of them. But at Edison High School, we have some really good teachers that work hard with these students, go above and beyond, tutoring them, having office hours after class, after school hours, where kids can come in and do makeup work. So, thanks to those teachers that give us, extra time to work with these kids that may not be getting in the day of class.
That's great. That's fantastic. Well, as you prepare, have you played yet? We
played twice. We're 2-0. We played both games on the road. We've got a big challenge tonight. We play at Memorial, and so we took those 2 road tests, and now you kind of go into a little bit bigger test. So excited where we are. The kids are having a good time. They're working really hard. So win or lose, we're just trying to play good basketball, take one possession at a time.
Well, it's good to have the Southside Classic here.
That's right.
Right
Midtown Classic, yeah.
Midtown, you bet. Well, as you have gone through the preseason and your 2 games and everything, who has emerged as your go-to player?
We've been very balanced. The first game, we had 5 guys in double figures. Had 5 different players hit a 3 in the first quarter.
Gee whiz.
So been very balanced. Last game, Bryce Spencer, our senior, was our leading scorer. We've just got some gritty kids. Jay Overton Toby, we've got Corey and Ryan Hawkins, twins. Luke Parish is a good player coming off the football field. So expecting a lot of chemistry. These kids have been playing together for a while now, and so any night could be a different leading scorer for us, and I think that makes us hard to guard.
And the Green Country Conference is very competitive.
Every night, it's a war. Every night. Yeah, you go to Rogers, McLain, then Memorial, then East Central, Saturday for us. So seeing some of these programs reemerge in Central, getting back on with Coach Daniels there, and McLain with Coach Rutherford. David Winton's doing a fabulous job at Rogers. So the conference is as good as it's been. And so we're just trying to take it one game at a time.
I think we have the best set of coaches that we've had in my 11, 12 years.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge every night.
Every week, yeah. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
I hope things turn out well. We'll have you back, I'm sure, during the year. And good luck this week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
When we come back, we'll have Randy Rutherford, who is the head boys basketball coach at McLain High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
I love Will Rogers Athletics because it helped me physically, spiritually, and emotionally through all the journeys I've been through at that school. All of the support staff helped me a lot, and it's just an amazing school.
Athletics at Will Rogers changed my life because it became a second family. With the support of my coaches and teammates, it's helped me gain confidence, work as a team, and will help me in college and in life.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Randy Rutherford, the head boys basketball coach at McLain High School. Randy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Boy, I tell you, it's basketball season finally, huh?
It's been a while, and we're all excited about the season coming up.
Oh, and having kids back in school is a plus.
That's definitely a plus. The pandemic has done a lot of bad for everybody, but we're excited to be around each other and just get this basketball season on the road.
Fantastic. You've already played a game.
Yes, we had our first game last Tuesday night versus Edison.
And you got, two coming up this week?
We got one this week. We got one tonight, and then next Tuesday is our next game.
I see.
So we got Webster tonight, and then East Central next Tuesday.
I see. Both at home?
Both at home, yes.
Yeah, I noticed your home schedule early is pretty good.
It's pretty good. I worked pretty hard to try to, well, basically the TPS kind of worked out that way for us this year.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we got some early home games, which should help us.
How was your preseason preparation to your scrimmages?
It was good. I mean, our off-season program went well with the weight training that they haven't done in a while, and since I've been there until this year. And so we had some good scrimmages against some good teams, and we learned a lot about ourselves.
Fantastic. Who are your go-to guys?
Well, I have Eamon Galloway is probably my best player, about 6'4". He plays both ways, and then my point guard's a sophomore. He's going to be pretty good. So we got a bunch of guys that can play a little bit. We just got a lot of work to do.
How are your numbers?
The best they've been since I've been at McLain. We don't have a lot of freshmen, but we got some guys that have been with us for 2 or 3 years. So we got about 15 guys.
You know, everybody says their numbers are up a little bit, and I think that's because we're back in school and have contact with kids.
Oh, absolutely. I think that plays a major part. When kids are not in your vision and you can't visit the kids and they can't see you, then they're not there. But once school started, everybody gets excited about an opportunity to play whatever sport it is. And right now we're in basketball season, so we're excited.
Yeah, that's great. What do you look like in the Green Country Conference?
I think we got a chance to be at the top end of it. If everything works the way we believe it should work, hopefully by the end of the year, everything we've done in preseason and through the season should be ready for the state.
How does 4A look?
4A looks tough as usual. I mean, it's going to be dogfight. Doesn't matter what it is early. Like, I prefer my team to be good come January and February. I don't really care too much about
early,
November and December because so many things happen in the process.
When I was coaching, I used to tell them it's not where you start, that's where you end up.
Absolutely. I mean, we know that. We took a loss our first home game, which, you know, your deal is to win every game at home. So we get to start back up tonight.
Well, that'd be good. How's the new facility?
Facility is phenomenal. Everybody loves it that comes and visits. They've done a good job of keeping it clean and keeping it looking new. And so I think having fans in there this year will be exciting for our players because we really haven't had fans in that arena since we opened it up. So I think this year will be a blessing for our kids to see some fans.
That will be neat, and it is a nice place to watch a ball
nice
game. It certainly is. As you get into the season, what tournaments are you going to?
We're going to be in the Bishop Kelly tournament, which is a really good tournament every year. We've been in it every year. I've been there. And also we're going to the Bartlesville tournament, which is a really good tournament. So it's 5A, 6A schools, which we need that.
Sure.
And so we look forward to those tournaments.
Well, and close. I mean,
very close.
You're closer to Bartlesville, Kelly.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I try to stay within the area so the kids' parents can come watch them play.
Sure.
So it's worked out every year I've been there, but we got to play close where some of their families get to come watch them play, and it ain't too far for us to travel.
Right. That's good. What any challenges you see this season that you'll have to overcome?
Well, I think the biggest challenge that we all do as coaches is our expectations are always a little bit different than our players. And so sometimes when you get so excited and you expect your players to be ready where you want them to be, they're not there. So as I told our coaching staff, we just got to just stay in the process, get the progress, and in the end we'll have some success.
You know, both of my kids coached, and the one thing I told them, I said, if you go into coaching, you're going to care about this more than those players will ever care about it.
Absolutely.
Because you live it day to day.
Absolutely.
And today it's something they do at 3 o'clock.
Absolutely. and so our whole deal is to try to get them to care as much as we do.
Exactly. It's motivation.
That's the challenge.
My wife says it's manipulation, but I think it's motivation. There's a thin line.
It's a little bit of both.
It's
a thin line. Yeah, absolutely. It's a thin line. So.
Well, Randy, we're glad you're here today. Hey, thanks for coming, and good luck. We'll have you back, I'm sure, during the season, see how that progress is in 4A.
All right. Well, we look forward to it, and thanks again for having me.
All right. When we come back, we'll have Glen Henry, who's the new head boys basketball coach at East Central High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Plastic bottle, cooler, laundry basket. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But coolers and laundry baskets should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Athletics is so important at Tulsa Central because it's an outlet for some of our kids there. They get a better opportunity to basically give back to our community.
At McLain, the sports is what mainly drives a bunch of the students to come to school every single day and work hard because they want to be able to come from the classroom to the field or the court and show at what they're good at.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Glen Henry, the head boys basketball coach at East Central. Glen, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, you got through your preseason.
Yes, sir.
How'd that go?
Went pretty good. We won about 4 and lost about 2. So I thought we did well preseason wise. So
had good scrimmages?
Yes, sir. We played Lincoln Christian a few times. We played Collinsville. We played a few more. I can't remember all of them, but overall we did real well. I was surprised considering our first year. So
correct. Yeah, the transition with a new coaching staff and everything. How's that been with the student athletes?
It's been a good transition. I was there while they were still figuring it out, so I was keeping the guys together, and so the transition went real smooth. Felt like we added more than we lost, so and kept a lot of kids around, so it went real smooth to me.
How are your numbers?
It's really good. I was surprised. I think we're about 30, 35 students this year, players. So, and that's from seniors to sophomores and freshmen. So we don't have any juniors this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you still play JV though.
Yeah, we still play a lot of JV. So sophomores will get a lot of experience coming up. So
absolutely. Well, as you get ready, you open Webster on Friday.
Yes, sir.
How are you prepared for that?
We're ready. We only had really one game against Nathan Hale, but we're preparing. This is a strong week for us, and I made sure they understood that. Webster have at least to be their 4th game by the time they play us, so we got to really prepare and get mentally focused. So
then you got to go to McLain.
Oh yeah, and then turn right around the corner. So not a lot. I like this transition right now. So we got to, Friday, then Tuesday, so we don't have a lot of lag time in between.
Yeah. Not time to think about it. Just
gotta get ready to play. Just go right into it.
Yeah. As you have done your preseason and started your season, who are going to be your go-to players?
I got one returning senior returning starter anyway. He played last year, and then I got a couple more seniors and some sophomores that are emerging that'll be center of our team this year. But overall, the couple of seniors that we have, they're looking to show what they can really do and try to get their names out there. I'm trying to help them out the best I can, put them in the right spots and positions so that they can be successful.
What are their names?
Delani Wallace, Cantrell Anderson. I have some role players, Leontre Delozier, and then some of my sophomores, Aaron Sims and Kanadre Maxey. They're some up-and-coming players. But, learning to gel young with old, that's the key right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, well, you got that gap in there.
Yeah, there's
juniors.
a big gap.
Yeah.
I know. So so that's where we're trying to figure out how to mold, some experience with some youth. So and it's working pretty well. They're learning to play together and trust each other. That's the big word I use is trust. So.
Sure. Your seniors providing pretty good leadership.
They do what they can. I try to push them. I think some of them haven't been pushed to the max yet, but they're learning, and I have some good assistant coaches that are trying to get them to understand where, what they need to do. It's getting out of this comfort zone that they've been in. And so that's the key right now. We're trying to teach and get them to understand if they want to play at the next level, what it requires. And so that's a big key right now, teaching and trusting.
Leadership is always a difficult thing, I think, when you get a mixed match like that where you have a whole class is void.
Yeah.
Because you always want to bring those kids up every year, and it makes it tough. Well, we're glad you're here.
I appreciate
glad you get started with your season. It's always fun to start playing games that really count.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Well, we'll have you back, I'm sure, during the year. And when we come back, we're going to have Matt Watson, who is the head boys basketball coach at Webster High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Glass bottle, string lights, ceramic mug. The correct answer is glass bottle. Glass bottles and jars are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart, but string lights and ceramic mugs should be donated or thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Matt Watson, the new head boys basketball coach at Webster High School. Matt, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Cloud.
I tell you what, how has your preseason been?
Well, it's been some ups and downs. We've had kind of a roller coaster ride. We've got a lot of age. We've got about 4 seniors, but they lack experience. Only one has ever played in a varsity game before. So scrimmage season was good. It really helped us get prepared for the season, show the kids kind of what it looked like. We went out to Broken Arrow for a showcase. And that's the first time they really played in front of a crowd. And so it was really good to kind of build experience and just build, hey, this is what a game day looks like. This is what our bus prep looks like, so on and so forth.
That sounds good. I was interested last night. I didn't go to the game, but I listened to the game, and I guess Anthony Pritchard played pretty well last night against ORU. It's always good to have a graduate out there like that.
Yeah, actually, we went as a team last night. We had about 13 of our team. We went out there and we watched. We supported them as a team, so it was good to see them out there. Good for the kids to see them.
It is. They know they can get to the next level.
Gives them something to look up to, something to try to emulate.
So, have you played a game yet?
Yes, we've actually played 2. We've played 2. We started off with a Memorial and then this week. So 2 so far. We've played 2 state tournament qualifiers from last year.
I would say.
Both with a lot of returning experience, and so it's been kind of baptism by fire for us.
You've got McLain tonight.
Yes, sir.
I keep hearing really good things about.
McLain, they're a good team. Coach Rutherford does. Got athletes all over the floor. It's going to be a challenge for us, but my guys are ready.
Well, that's good. That's good. Away.
Right.
So it's always tough to play on the road.
Yeah.
Who are some of your go-to players?
We start off with Trey Davis. He's the only returning starter from last year. He started every game last year, starting in the semifinals. Him and Derek Marlowe, who's another senior. So we got 2 seniors we're kind of relying on to kind of start the engine for us. But then we also got a group of sophomores that we're really excited about. Carmani Walden, Jonathan Corey, and Amandre Davis. Those 3, if they can just stay focused, keep doing things the right way, on the court, off the court, taking care of their books, then we think the future of our program is going to be in pretty good hands.
Really good. Yeah. And your numbers are good?
Yes. Yeah. We got about 31 right now. We've got all 4 teams, freshman, sophomore, JV, varsity. So right now, for a lot of guys who have not played before, it's just teaching them how to play. Hey, it's okay. Don't look up at the stands in your mom. It's okay.
I used to tell them, I said, if you want to look up there, just remember who makes up the lineup card. I'm the one who makes it.
That's right. Stay focused on what matters.
Exactly. So as you get prepared and you put in a brand new program and everything, what are some of the challenges that you faced as you come into this program?
Well, I think, actually one of the benefits I had was I was an assistant under Coach Bowlin. And so I kind of knew the way that he ran things a little bit, and he was one of my coaching mentors. So some of the things we do are the same, but there were some things that were different, and I think just getting kids to understand, hey, different doesn't always mean bad, and it doesn't always mean good. And So I think just transitioning into a new role, getting kids out in the community. I'm a Webster alum. So being out in the West Side community, it's important to me. And so I think just getting kids to understand the importance of that part, not just the on-the-court part. It's been a challenge.
I think that's really important to build a fan base, to be visible in the community. You have things planned for your kids to do out in the community?
Yeah, absolutely. We've gone and touched base with the alumni. Webster has a really strong alumni foundation. People like Tommy Johnston, he was on our 1966 state championship team, and he came to every scrimmage. So he's done a good job supporting us, getting out, his family. And so we've just tried to get out and, go to the volleyball games, go support other sports, and just show our face in the West Side community as often as possible, be that at Arnold's, a team lunch, be that at Linda Mar up the street for a team dinner, something like that. So
you can watch the Mayberry.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I think the visibility of our student athletes is important so that we can dispel any of that all those kids are just student athletes. They don't care about the community. Well, they really do care. And I think for so many years, as you know, that's what Webster had.
Right.
And that West Side pride was, and I think you need to bring that back.
I mean, that's the goal. I think the kids, we study the state tournament teams from past, the 66 championship team. We really try to spend a lot of time ingraining the history of our program in our kids.
I think that's important to know the legacy, what they're playing for and why.
Right.
That's exactly right. Well, Matt, I'm glad you're here, and welcome, and we'll have you back, I'm sure, during the year to see how the pace of the program is going with you, and good luck.
I appreciate that, Mr. Cloud. Thanks for having me.
When we come back, we're going to have Dave Winton, who is the head boys basketball coach at Will Rogers.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Air filter, cardboard box, toy car. The correct answer is cardboard box. Paper and cardboard are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But air filters and toys should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Athletics is so important at Tulsa Central because it's an outlet for some of our kids there. They get a better opportunity to basically give back to our community.
At McLain, the sports is what mainly drives a bunch of the students to come to school every single day and work hard because they want to be able to come from the classroom to the field or the court and show what they're good at.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have David Winton, the head boys basketball coach at Will Rogers. David, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Well, it's good to get basketball season started, isn't it?
It's the best time of the year.
It is a great time of the year, and in the Green Country Conference, it's always a good Tuesday or Friday somewhere.
It's. I mean, if you don't bring it, they're going to expose you. I mean,
exactly.
I'm always worried about things I can't control when I'm playing TPS. It's a great game every Tuesday and Friday.
What about your preseason? How did that go?
It went great. We still had football season when we started scrimmaging, but we went to Coweta, very good, 518. Went to Sand Springs, and I had 6 of my top 9 in football at the time, but the kids performed great. Very impressed with them. So, as far as if I ever get in a situation where we have to bring them on, I'm confident those guys are going to be able to help us out.
Do you have some depth?
I do. We have quite a bit of depth. I have 6 seniors this year. Now, not all of them have been with us for the entire 4 programs, but they're great guys, very good athletes in the football program, and just like any good athletes, they can play multiple sports. I'm not too worried about having them in a gym during preseason or off season. You just give them the ball, ask them what to do, and they use the skills they learned in other sports to go ahead and pass those forward on basketball. But this team's a little different. Last year I lost 2 guys that are pretty significant. We're still going to be successful. We're just going to have to do it a little bit different. And right now we're trying to figure out who's going to score, who's going to be the stopper.
Your combination.
Yes. We're still working that out, but I've got the best staff in Tulsa, but I'm a little biased as far as the coaching staff. We're going to figure it out. I got a lot of help in the coaching staff and those the players. They believe everything that we try to sell them, and they do a really good job trying to make us happy. So it's just going to be a matter of time.
So you've opened the season. How's that been?
We played Edison. We opened up Edison first. Very good basketball team. Very talented team. They just got me at the ball. They kept me at arm's length. They won the first quarter and just kind of kept us at arm's length the entire time. But very well coached, very athletic team. And then we had Webster the other night, and I think our experience got them as the game went on.
Mm-hmm. And this week you have
Bishop Kelly,
which is always a good battle.
Yeah, they're going to run their stuff. They're going to run it at a high level. So yeah.
And then who else? You got Central.
We got Central. Yeah, again, another super athletic team, and like I said, if we don't bring our best, they're going to expose us.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Who are your go-to guys?
It's early in the season, but right now, our big man Landon Lacey seems like he's going to be. As far as the offensive part of it, Devontae Pruitt had a very nice game. He had 25 the other night, so I think we can look at him to lean on it. He's just a tremendous defender. I mean, his hands are so fast that he gets a lot of his. He can pick the ball and then go make an uncontested layup. So that takes a lot of pressure off our offense. But we can spread it around. I think I have one of the best three-point shooters in the conference in Jordan Hunter. He's been a 4-year program guy. He knows exactly what we're doing. I got Terrence Thomas. Again, arguably one of the most athletic dudes in the conference. I have a young man named Antoine Johnson who just walked in on our team last year, and he made every practice and worked himself into a starting role. But that guy is absolutely dynamic in the air. He plays way above the rim, and it's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting. And then I have the young man that played quarterback on our football team, McKee. He's a yes sir, no sir guy, and you just count on him. Whatever I ask him to do, he gets it done.
Yeah, we had him during football season. He's a very impressive
He's one of the best
individual.
Yeah,
he's a good
we're lucky to have him.
Yeah, he's a dandy. So as you got good senior leadership, obviously with 6.
Yeah, we do have leadership, but what we're working on now is everybody has an idea of what their senior year is going to be, and when they walk into the gym, there's what reality is going to be. Not everybody can be the guy every night. So we've got to learn to find the guy that's got the advantage. And we practice on it every day, but when you take it to the game, it's not quite as easy as it is in practice sometimes.
You got to know your role.
You got to know your role.
What's your role going to be, and it could, like you said, it could change.
Yeah, and those guys have so much confidence in their abilities; they think they can be the guy. So,
well, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good problem to have. Yeah.
I've always said it's easier to pull them back than it is to push them out.
100%.
Well, David, we're glad you're here. Good luck.
Thank you.
I hope you have a great season this year. We'll have you back, I'm sure, during the year to talk about your progress.
Yeah, thank you.
When we come back, we'll have Aaron Daniels, who is the head boys basketball coach at Central High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Battery, steel can, thermos. The correct answer is steel can. Aluminum and steel cans are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. To dispose of e-waste like batteries, contact the city of Tulsa. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale's means that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and now we have our last guest today, the head boys basketball coach at Central, Aaron Daniels. Aaron, welcome to the show.
Glad to be back.
Well, I tell you what, it's basketball season starts tonight. We're taping on Tuesday.
Yes,
this will
sir.
be on Thursday, so you'll have a record on Thursday when this show's on.
For better or for worse.
For better or worse, you bet. So you have been through your preseason, and you indicated earlier to me that your numbers were good. Academically, the kids are striving. So how do you feel about your preseason and as you prepare for your ball game tonight?
Well, listen, as far as our preseason goes, I'm pleased with the way it turned out because fortunately for us, our core group of 4 seniors who played all last year and went through the battles when it was ugly and all of that, they are basketball-only guys, which means we had them since the first day of school all the way throughout. So that was helpful in establishing sort of an identity and getting some foundation laid. So whenever our fellow brethren from football showed up, we already sort of have a table that's set, and we're trying to continue to prepare it together. Now, as that pertains to tonight, this is the most calm I've felt going into a season opener, and hopefully that bodes well for us later on. But I feel comfortable. The guys are antsy and excited, as you would imagine, and we're going to Nathan Hale, and I know they're going to be geeked up and ready to go too. So it should be interesting. Hopefully we can put one in the W column.
That'd be good. You got Hale. I understand Hale has done pretty well in the off season as well, so should be a good ball game playing there at their gymnasium. And then I see you follow up next week with John Marshall.
Yeah, we actually have 2 on the way to that one. So we'll play Friday and Saturday back to back. Yeah, both of those will be home games. We'll host Rogers and then Edison the next day. So it gets real thick real quick.
Boy, you're catching up with those games.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's great. So as you get ready to go into the season, who are the kids you're going to have to really count on to be able to be successful?
My go-tos, I would start with Kalen Brown. He's a senior. He's on his 4th go-round. He's been a varsity player all 4 years.
I remember him.
Right, right. And he's as geeked up to get it started as the rest of them. Kalen Williams, who this will be his 2nd go-round with us at Central. He came to us from Owasso last year. Sean Edmondson, he's another senior that went through the battles last year. Played a little bit of varsity before I took over as head coach. So he's drawing from something. And we got Travion Stewart, who's a senior as well. 2nd year, he actually moved back to Tulsa from Chicago at the beginning of last school year. So those guys are the cornerstones of our program thus far. So they'll have a lot to bear, but I think they can handle it.
Well, good. What's going to be you're going to play up tempo, sprint down the court, or are you going to fall back and play defense?
Right. Well, ideally with the personnel we have, I like our chances of being able to play up tempo and play at a fast pace, but I'm no fool. I do understand that sometimes we play against opponents who are better at doing what we'd like to do than we are. So we will adjust and modify if it comes to that. And we say all the time that in order to take this thing as far as I think it could go, we have to be able to win any type of basketball game, whether that's a slow down, low number of possessions, grind out type of contest, or if it's upbeat, fast paced, high scoring. So I think we got the pieces to do whatever the situation calls for.
Flexibility is always important.
Yes, it is.
That game plan is set until it changes.
Yeah, and it's tricky because it's like, okay, is it just a hiccup? Do I need to stick to it, or is it time to junk it?
Well, I think one of the biggest things I've noticed over the years in coaching basketball is the ability of the coach to try to control the game and when to call that crucial timeout.
To stop the bleeding. And see, playing for T. Scott back in the day, I can remember I noticed a pattern with him. He never, outright admitted it, but I noticed if we're away or even if we're home and that opposing crowd starts to rev up a little bit and we give up 2 unanswered buckets, timeout's coming. we recalibrate, and then that usually helped us to resettle and then jump back in the mix.
No kidding. That's really one of those things that when I was in the college business, I'll never forget, we came down and played Oral Roberts, and they had the built-in media timeouts.
There you go.
Well, after the 16-minute timeout, Bill Self, Barry Henson was the coach then, and they're dragging their chairs out there, and we're bringing the ball up. Because in D2, you don't have TV timeouts, Exactly. So to be able to utilize those things. Well, we're certainly glad to get this basketball season started. Glad you're here with us today, and good luck tonight and the 4 games you've got over the next 2 weeks.
Yes,
and get the Christmas break, and we'll have you back.
For sure. I look forward to it, and thanks for taking time, man. Always good to be in the
Tell
studio.
T. Scott I said hello.
Oh, will do.
When we come back, we'll have Mick Wilson and we'll talk about the BOK Showcase Classic.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with. Not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. We conclude our show today with Mick Wilson, the Executive Director of Athletics for the Tulsa Public Schools. And Mick, glad you're here. You've been on the road a couple of weeks in a row.
I have been. I've been on a little hiatus, and I appreciate being back on the show. It's good to be back and see you and see the crew, Dennis and Rick and everyone. So glad to be here today.
They all do a great job, and we appreciate that. But, boy, we're in basketball season now. Exciting times.
Yeah, it really is. It's you know, I know you're not supposed to have favorites, but as a former basketball coach, it is an exciting time of year for me, and I enjoy watching our boys and girls teams play and compete. And I've been out every night so far this year, and really supporting our kids and watching some exciting basketball. I think we've got some teams that are going to be really good and have a chance to go a long way this year.
Well, I do too. I mentioned this earlier in the show that I think looking in the 12 years that I've been back with Tulsa Public Schools, we probably have as good a coaches in basketball season as we've had any time.
You know, we have a good group of coaches, and they all work hard. They're all competitive. They all want to beat one another, but they're also all lock arms and work together when we have to compete against people outside the district. And, you know, Gil, it goes back to something I know you had an old conversation many, many years ago when you said, you know, it used to be a young coach's dream to aspire to get into Tulsa Public Schools and get a healthy dose of some of the basketball that we play. But, you know, we've got a good group of coaches that really work hard and do a good job.
I think we're back to that now. I think that the people that play us know that when they play on Tuesday or Friday in Tulsa, it's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough, you know, with our new gyms, and a lot of those schools have a really good home court advantage. It's a tough place to play. Our student body, especially at different places like Memorial High School and McLain, their student body really gets into it and gets behind their teams and support them. So we're really excited about the type of season we could have.
And we get to have fans now.
Absolutely, with no masks, unless they want to wear one.
Right. Well, that's fantastic. Well, in the last minute we got here, what do you look forward to in the winter season?
Well, I think not only our basketball, but seeing our wrestling. We've got some good wrestling programs, and some good wrestlers are going to really probably be very competitive this year. We've got some guys that are really working hard to make our wrestling throughout the district better. And we've got our swimming is off and running. And so I think with swimming and wrestling and basketball, we're going to have a good offering and lots of good winter sports to be successful this year.
I'll be busy. You know, we're going to be back in 2 weeks, and we're going to have a special show about the TOC. And this year, how good is that going to be?
Well, I tell you what, you know, we've always raved about our boys bracket in the tournament champions, but I tell you what, this year's girls bracket, I was visiting with Mike Brown here a while back, and he was just absolutely excited to see the tournament on the girls' side. So I think we've got some really great teams and some really great schools that are going to represent, and some communities that will come out and support our kids.
Well, fantastic. Well, we'll be back in 2 weeks, and we'll have a preview of the Tournament of Champions. See you then.